Hello and welcome to another update video about Render. Render is still trending higher here around the daily candle close. I wasn't quite sure in the last video if my wave count was correct. It seems to be correct, but I'm still not sure. Okay, and the reason is, well, first of all, you can never be sure, but also because the micro action here, price action, is really, really messy. So don't be surprised if we have to adjust the wave count at some point. But for now, it's trending higher. That was also the primary scenario for trend continuation higher. Ideally, even into the region of $7 plus. That's sort of the target range we talked about in the last video. Oops, measured here against this 1-2 setup. But yeah, before we talk about the detailed count, maybe a quick reminder of the bigger picture. Looking at the bigger picture, we are dealing here with probably the last wave up in a larger diagonal pattern. So we have off the June low, 22, we had a wave 1, a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and yeah, we could really be in this wave 5 right now. We have 5 waves up, yes. Just consider that we're approaching all-time high territory soon. Well, okay, it's still another 100% to go roughly, which can happen quickly in crypto, yeah, but just expect maybe some resistance there. I'm not even sure if we get there, but we could do. Yeah, that is at around $8.90, and I think it is even in the target range for this wave 5 to the upside. So bottom line is we are dealing here with a diagonal at best, but it's a 5-wave move. So with this 5-wave move, we have to consider that the sub-waves are ABC structures. So the 4th wave bottomed here in August. We're likely now in the 5th wave to the upside. We completed the A wave and the B wave in November, and the B wave was extremely shallow. That is a problem. It is unusual, this structure, and it's a problem with regards to understanding exactly where we are in the cycle, because if we don't really get a deep B wave or deep wave 2 or something, we haven't really got a very clear perspective of where we are. You know, it makes things more difficult because we don't have that landmark on the chart, something that is giving us a deep pullback. At least we have a good understanding that it's a so-called 1-2 setup or an A-B setup. We know that B waves can be extremely shallow, so it is absolutely acceptable. But the problem is that this wave count then gets a little bit more ambiguous, especially the micro count. Anyway, we give our best here, and then obviously if we assume that an A-B setup formed, and the low was in on the 8th or the 9th of November, down here at around $1.92 and $1.93, then we would assume that the C wave to the upside has started. And the C wave to the upside is obviously a 5-wave move. It is likely and reasonable to assume, and that's also what our assumption was, that in this C wave, a first 1-2 setup formed end of November, and the wave 2 bottomed here around $3 roughly, and that we're now in this 3rd wave. That's not a very clear wave count, but it could be that we're now moving up here in this 3rd wave. Then we should get a 4 and a 5 still. So we're still sort of moving higher. And I need to see, again, at the moment, I have no reason to believe that a top is in place. Already, I think months ago, we talked about the $4.20 target that was reached. And in the last videos, we said, okay, if this wave count is correct, we should get to $7 plus. And yeah, of course, a top can be in at any time. As I said, this is a very unreliable microstructure, so we need to be careful, need to be on our toes. It's worth knowing what the first level is that needs to break to give us an indication that a top has formed. And for me, that's this swing low here that was formed at $3.30. So if we see a break below $3.30, that would be a strong confirmation that some kind of a top is in place. We will then need to look at the structure to understand, okay, is the entire top already in? Is the entire structure complete? Which of course can happen. I mean, overall, the largest probability move of this entire rally is likely done, but we'll see. At the moment, the focus is still on higher, but obviously you need to know which levels, give us a clue that a lasting, or let's say a more substantial top is in. So for now, I focus on higher to the targets indicated against the support level I mentioned. And I think that's it. Also here, by the way, in the C wave, The problem is that this wave 2 that we discussed is also unusually shallow. Yes, on some exchanges like Binance, I think there was an additional wick down, but still it only barely reached, I think, the $3 level. So shallow pullbacks only since August, okay? So yeah, it doesn't give us a very clear count and always leaves a lot of room for interpretation. So that's the challenge here, especially going to be the challenge in the coming weeks. That's my update about Render. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.